You know, for over a decade now, the Great British Bake Off has become this global institution. It's more than just a TV show, right? It's like a warm hug, a cozy blanket. It's the ultimate comfort watch for millions of us all over the world. And let's be honest, it's not like your typical reality TV. There are no screaming matches, no tables getting flipped. Nope. Bake Off is all about gentle encouragement, random shots of squirrels, and, the quiet dread of a soggy bottom. It's our famously serene escape. But here's the thing. Making a competition that feels so kind and gentle is actually anything but simple. So what does it really take to create all that magic inside that famous white tent? Well, let's peel back the gingham curtain and find out. Okay, so first let's start with what we all know and love, the recipe we see on our screens every week. On the surface, it seems pretty straightforward. A dozen bakers, a bunch of challenges, and in the end, one winner. Every single episode is built around these three pillars. You've got the signature, where the bakers get to show off their personality. Then there's the dreaded technical, a totally blind challenge from the judges that's basically designed to induce panic. And finally, the showstopper, where they go all out to create something incredible. It's a simple, perfect formula. But it's what we don't see that's the really interesting part.
So now, let's go behind that gingham altar. Because the calm, gentle vibe we see on TV is actually the result of a ridiculously intense and demanding production. Before anyone even cracks an egg on camera, thousands of hopeful bakers start this grueling journey, all just to try and earn one of those coveted spots inside the tent. According to 2017 winner Sophie Faldo, the whole process is just relentless. It kicks off with a 7-page application form. If you get past that, there's a phone interview. Then you have to audition in person, bringing one sweet bake and one savory bake. And the final hurdle, a full-on, on-camera technical challenge, just to see how you handle the pressure. And as Sophie explains it, this last step is totally crucial. It's to prove that, yes, you actually have the skills, and maybe just as important, that you can bake while someone's pointing a camera at you and asking questions, which is way harder than it looks. So somehow, you've made it through that marathon of an audition. You're in. Congratulations. But guess what? The intensity is just getting cranked up. The filming schedule alone is a pure test of endurance. 16 hours. That's how long a filming day in the tent can last, especially that first day. I mean, Paul Hollywood himself has said that a 12-hour day is considered a short one. Wow. And here's the bit that might surprise you. The bakers aren't just baking for 16 hours straight. Nope. Most of that day is actually spent on the business of making TV, doing retakes, giving interviews, and getting those absolutely gorgeous slow-motion beauty shots of the food. The sheer scale of this whole operation is it's mind-boggling. In just one season, the team goes through over 1,600 eggs, 130 kilograms of flour, and 150 kilograms of sugar. It's basically an industrial-sized bakery that's running under a big canvas roof. And of course, with all that baking comes one of the biggest, most unsung jobs in all of television, doing the dishes. Just try to imagine the mess from 12 different bakers doing 3 challenges a week. So you'd think they have a whole fleet of industrial dishwashers to handle it, right? Well, the actual number of dishwashers they have in the tent is 0. Not a single one. The noise would be picked up by the microphones, so every single bowl, whisk, and tin has to be washed by hand. The effort this takes is just staggering. One home economist and a few runners put in over 160 hours of scrubbing. They go through 1,000 cloths, 80 sponges, and 30 liters of dish soap in just one season. Now that is dedication. But the show isn't just about what's happening inside the tent. A huge, huge part of its success comes from the people watching at home. The passionate, vocal, and, let's be honest, often hilarious audience. This quote from Reddit just perfectly sums up the whole armchair baker thing, doesn't it? The show turns millions of us into expert food critics, shouting advice at our TVs, even though many of us, and I'm including myself here, can barely make toast without setting off the smoke alarm. And for the show's massive international fan base, part of the fun is trying to figure out all the very specific British baking terms. It can lead to some pretty funny misunderstandings. I mean, just take the word pudding. In Britain, that can be any dessert. A steamed cake, a savory thing like a Yorkshire pudding, or even a type of sausage. And a flapjack. In the UK, that's an oat bar, not a pancake. It's this charming cultural confusion that's all part of the fun.
Fans also get so deeply invested in whether the competition is fair. They analyze every little look from the judges, searching for signs of bias or favoritism. It really just goes to show how much we all care about these bakers and the integrity of the whole contest. So, okay, we've seen the intense production, we've seen the passionate fans, but that still doesn't quite explain the show's unique, comforting magic. So, what is the real secret ingredient? I mean, think about it. The bakers are under this immense pressure. Cakes are collapsing, chocolate is melting, things are going wrong. So, how in the world does the show manage to keep its famously gentle and kind atmosphere through all of that stress? Well, here's the answer. Former contestant Ruby Bogle revealed that when disaster strikes, the hosts are actually sent in by the producers, not just to get a funny line for the camera, but to genuinely comfort the bakers. She said when her cake fell apart, Noelle and Sandy were real saviors who helped her calm down and keep going. And that's it. That's the heart of it all. The real secret ingredient, you won't find it in the pantry. It's the structured, intentional kindness that is literally woven into the fabric of the show. It's that genuine support system that manages to turn a high-pressure competition into the most comforting show on television. And that, right there, is the real recipe for success.